Hello, and welcome to a new episode of the Speak Fluently Podcast. Here, we help you train your English speaking and listening skills step by step. You'll also practice clear pronunciation so you can understand native speakers with confidence and sound more natural when you speak. Just listen carefully, repeat after me, and try to copy my pronunciation as closely as you can. Remember, progress takes practice, but every time you train, you get closer to fluency. Let's begin.
My evenings usually start when I come back home from work. My evenings usually start when I come back home from work. The first thing I do is take off my shoes. The first thing I do is take off my shoes. I feel relieved after a long day. I feel relieved after a long day. I hang my jacket in the hallway. I hang my jacket in the hallway. I put my bag down on the floor. I put my bag down on the floor. I walk straight to the kitchen. I walk straight to the kitchen. I usually pour myself a glass of water. I usually pour myself a glass of water. I feel thirsty after the commute. I feel thirsty after the commute. Sometimes I eat a small snack. Sometimes I eat a small snack. It helps me regain some energy. It helps me regain some energy. After that, I go to my bedroom. After that, I go to my bedroom. I change into comfortable clothes. I change into comfortable clothes. I prefer wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants. I prefer wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants. I feel more relaxed immediately. I feel more relaxed immediately. Then I sit on the sofa for a few minutes. Then I sit on the sofa for a few minutes. I check my phone. I check my phone. I scroll through messages. I scroll through messages. I reply to my friends. I reply to my friends. Sometimes I make quick calls. Sometimes I make quick calls. I like catching up with people in the evening. I like catching up with people in the evening. After resting, I start preparing dinner. After resting, I start preparing dinner. I wash some vegetables. I wash some vegetables. I cut them into small pieces. I cut them into small pieces. I boil pasta or rice. I boil pasta or rice. Sometimes I cook chicken. Sometimes I cook chicken. Sometimes I make a salad. Sometimes I make a salad. I like keeping dinners simple. I like keeping dinners simple. While cooking, I listen to music. While cooking, I listen to music. Music helps me relax. Music helps me relax. I enjoy the smell of food cooking. I enjoy the smell of food cooking. When dinner is ready, I set the table. When dinner is ready, I set the table. I sit down and enjoy my meal. I sit down and enjoy my meal. I try not to eat too quickly. I try not to eat too quickly. I focus on the taste. I focus on the taste. Sometimes I watch a TV show while eating. Sometimes I watch a TV show while eating. Sometimes I eat quietly without distractions. Sometimes I eat quietly without distractions. After finishing, I clean the dishes. After finishing, I clean the dishes. I wipe the kitchen counter. I wipe the kitchen counter. I put everything back in place. I put everything back in place. The kitchen looks neat again. The kitchen looks neat again. Once the kitchen is clean, I return to the living room. Once the kitchen is clean, I return to the living room. I like spending some time relaxing. I like spending some time relaxing. Sometimes I read a book. Sometimes I read a book. Sometimes I watch a movie. Sometimes I watch a movie. Sometimes I just listen to podcasts. Sometimes I just listen to podcasts. If I feel energetic, I go for a short walk. If I feel energetic, I go for a short walk. The evening air feels calm. The evening air feels calm. The streets are quieter than during the day. The streets are quieter than during the day. I enjoy the sound of crickets at night. I enjoy the sound of crickets at night. The walk clears my mind. The walk clears my mind. When I come back, I usually take a shower. When I come back, I usually take a shower. I enjoy warm water in the evening. I enjoy warm water in the evening. It helps me release the stress of the day. It helps me release the stress of the day. I wash my hair. I wash my hair. I wash my face carefully. I wash my face carefully. I brush my teeth after the shower. I brush my teeth after the shower. My body feels clean and light. My body feels clean and light. I change into pajamas. I change into pajamas. Pajamas make me feel cozy. Pajamas make me feel cozy. I put cream on my face and hands. I put cream on my face and hands. After getting ready, I spend more time relaxing. After getting ready, I spend more time relaxing. Sometimes I write in my journal. Sometimes I write in my journal. I reflect on what happened during the day. I reflect on what happened during the day. I write down what I achieved. I write down what I achieved. I also write what I need to do tomorrow. I also write what I need to do tomorrow. It helps me organize my thoughts. It helps me organize my thoughts. Sometimes I plan my schedule. Sometimes I plan my schedule. I check my calendar. I check my calendar. I write a to-do list. I write a to-do list. I feel more prepared for the next day. I feel more prepared for the next day. Later in the evening, I like to talk to my family. Later in the evening, I like to talk to my family. We chat about our day. We chat about our day. We share stories. We share stories. We sometimes laugh together. We sometimes laugh together. It makes me feel connected. It makes me feel connected. If I'm alone, I sometimes call a friend. If I'm alone, I sometimes call a friend. A short conversation makes me happy. A short conversation makes me happy. Talking to people relaxes me. Talking to people relaxes me. It's a nice way to end the day. It's a nice way to end the day. I always appreciate these small moments. I always appreciate these small moments. Around 10 o'clock, I start to slow down. Around 10 o'clock, I start to slow down. I dim the lights in my room. I dim the lights in my room. I turn off unnecessary electronics. I turn off unnecessary electronics. I try to avoid looking at my phone too much. I try to avoid looking at my phone too much. Instead, I read a few pages of a book. Instead, I read a few pages of a book. Reading helps me disconnect. Reading helps me disconnect. Sometimes I practice meditation. Sometimes I practice meditation. I sit quietly and focus on my breath. I sit quietly and focus on my breath. It makes my mind calm. It makes my mind calm. It helps me fall asleep faster. It helps me fall asleep faster. Before bed, I prepare everything for the morning. Before bed, I prepare everything for the morning. I pack my bag with essentials. I pack my bag with essentials. I check if I have my keys and wallet ready. I check if I have my keys and wallet ready. I prepare clothes for the next day. I prepare clothes for the next day. I leave them on a chair. I leave them on a chair. I also set my alarm clock. I also set my alarm clock. I usually set it for 7 in the morning. I usually set it for 7 in the morning. I double-check the time. I double-check the time. I don't want to oversleep. I don't want to oversleep. Then I finally get into bed. Then I finally get into bed. I adjust my pillow. I adjust my pillow. I pull the blanket over me. I pull the blanket over me. I take a deep breath. I take a deep breath. I close my eyes. I close my eyes. I think of something positive. I think of something positive. Sometimes I remember a good moment from the day. Sometimes I remember a good moment from the day. Sometimes I imagine tomorrow's goals. Sometimes I imagine tomorrow's goals. I feel my body relaxing. I feel my body relaxing. My breathing slows down. My breathing slows down. Slowly, I drift off to sleep. Slowly, I drift off to sleep.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Speak Fluently podcast. I hope you enjoyed practicing with me today, and that it helps you get one step closer to speaking English fluently. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who also wants to improve their English. The more you practice together, the faster you'll improve. And remember to follow the podcast so you can keep learning with me. Keep practicing. See you next time.